It is currently very cloudy all over our region. And over in Quincy, it's 75, 76 in Donaldsonville, and over here in Thomasville, it's 72 degrees. So we're hovering around the mid to upper 70s. And right now, there's a little bit of patch of rain that's passing by the southern part of our coast, and it's looked like it's heading into inland and north central Florida. Not too much rain right now, but there are some partly cloudy skies. You can see a very highly concentrated spot of those lightning out in the Gulf Coast, but that's not something for us to worry about. But right now, we got some 3 to 6 inches of rain coming for the Panhandle, southeast severe threat, and we are also going to explain what a director is tonight on FSU Weather.
Good evening, Tallahassee. My name is Melissa. I'm student meteorologist Melissa Geiger, and it started off to be a really active weather week the past 2 days, and there's just a lot more to come. We're looking at a lot of rain incoming into Tallahassee, and even possibly a derecho that we'll talk about later on the show and explain exactly what that is so you can be prepared. There's a lot of severe weather to be expected over the course of the next week, with the only chance of rain being on the next few days, over the next few days. And we'll see the SPC has a current 3-day watch for weather being a slight risk for Tallahassee, which is a level 2 risk of strong winds, tornadoes, and hail. For our tornado, there is a current tornado warning going on in Tennessee for Campbell and Scott County. So if you're in those areas, make sure you take shelter immediately and keep yourself safe. That's in effect until 6:30 p.m. tonight. So we're going to take a closer look at what is going on in Tallahassee over the next week, and we'll take a closer look at that with our local, with Riley.
Well, Melissa, it is a very gloomy day currently over Doak Campbell Stadium, and when you step outside, you can really feel that humidity. Melissa, I don't know, have you felt that humidity today?
I walked out earlier today, and my hair just poofed right up after I straightened it. It's just so
Exactly, and that's really foreshadowing what we're about to see here across the Florida Panhandle. It's 74 degrees right now, but you definitely feel that stickiness, that mugginess as you head outside, and you can tell just by looking over Doak this evening. Our temperatures today were mirroring pretty much what we see on average. Only the mid-70s. Our record high was 91 degrees. Our low is pretty much in the low 50s where we should be this time of year. So it's definitely a pretty common April day here in the Tallahassee area. And across the region, those low to mid-70s are pretty much the trend. 72 there in Apalachicola, a little warmer at 76 as you head farther inland towards Donaldsonville. So that is some warmer weather, but our dew points are really what are telling the story tonight. 70 degrees there in Apalachicola, 66 in St. Mark's. That just shows how muggy it is, especially where you get in on these darker greens. So you're really feeling the mugginess of the air outside. And our radar is showing a few spotty showers. I wouldn't worry too much about getting wet this evening, but you might feel a little bit of a drizzle here or there as we head throughout the night. And speaking of throughout the night, we're going to see our radar start to fill up more with these greens, yellows, and reds, which indicate heavier rainfall as we head into the day tomorrow and then tomorrow evening. And we're really going to start to see tomorrow evening some of those heavier rain showers move through the area. Into tonight, lows will be in the 60s. This is going to be warmer than average just because of how humid it is. We're going to retain a lot of that warmer air we saw earlier today. And the chance for storms will increase as we head throughout the day tomorrow. And this is actually a really cool map we see here. We have a really sharp cutoff where those temperatures are going to be warmer and cooler, and that just associates, you see the sun icons, where we're going to start the day off with a little bit of sun is where we are going to get a little warmer into the day. 81 degrees there in Perry, only getting up to 76 there in Bainbridge, but the entire region does have the chance for storms throughout the day tomorrow. Into tonight, we will see those thunderstorms late here in the Tallahassee area, getting down to 63 degrees with some light winds, but if you do see a rumble of thunder here or there, you hear a rumble of thunder here or there, do not be surprised. And into the day tomorrow, only warming up into the upper 70s, but we will have the chance for some significant cloud cover and storms. Winds will pick up a little bit as conditions get a little bit stormier. And into the week ahead, we have pretty much a washout this weekend. We're going to see thunderstorms persist through your Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures getting to the mid-upper 70s before we dry out for next week and see this chance for storms return to around the middle of next week, Becca. So it's definitely a very humid, muggy atmosphere, and we're getting back into spring, summer for Florida.
Yes, that is very true. We've definitely felt the humidity increase and seen a little bit of that muggier weather, especially with some of the clouds and the rain that we're seeing. Right now with the current radar, we've got some rain off the coast, so not impacting too much of the land, a little bit right by Cedar Cay. And what's going to be happening over the next few days, we have an offshore high, as you can see, and that's kind of pushing up some rotation, as you can see, bringing up moisture right up into the Pensacola-Tallahassee area. And continuing on with a little bit closer of a look with that radar. So again, just some offshore showers that might impact a little bit of the land area. So looking at Apalachicola, and as it looks like as they're hitting the land right there, they do seem to be breaking up a little bit. So some spotty showers for those areas. Looking at Panama City Beach right now, we have a mostly cloudy sunset, still very beautiful. I know I always enjoy sunsets that have clouds in them. Currently 74 degrees, a little bit higher winds, 16 miles per hour. And again, we're looking at those spotty showers that are coming in from the coast. And they do seem to be breaking up as they are pushing in. So it's not really reaching any further and going all the way across the state. Maybe possibly a little bit into Gainesville, but not too much going on. Again, further south, not much across the middle of the state. None of those showers are going to be impacting further south. And looking at Gainesville, we've got mostly sunny area, so 77 degrees, 9 miles per hour winds right there. The very south portion of this peninsula, clear skies. So I know Miami is having a beautiful day there, 78 degrees and sunny, definitely where I would like to be right now. Current temps in Florida, they are sitting a little bit higher. So we've got 74 in Tallahassee, with the warmest actually being 80 in Orlando and Tampa. So the middle of that state, not really getting any of the breezes from offshore. Dew points are again starting to creep up. We're getting a little bit higher as we go into the year. The highest 66 in Pensacola. And we've got some higher temps, 63 Key West. Not too bad just yet, though. I'm not really feeling the humidity creep in, make you feel like you're wet all the time in the summer. Over the next 24 hours, you're going to see temperatures dip as we go overnight, but they are going to pick back up tomorrow. We do have some rain coming in, so it's definitely going to be a little bit more muggy. Not too bad, though, with the rain. So as long as you're not planning on being outside, you should be okay. Tonight in Tally, we've got some spotty showers coming in for us for the rest of the state. Not too bad, mostly clear as we go down south, some clouds over the mid portion. Tomorrow we're looking at 70s for us, the highest looking at 87 in Gainesville, 88 in Fort Myers. A nice sunny day, it looks like, for most of the southern portion of the state. I'm going to hand things over to Christian. He's going to talk to us a little bit about the southeast and the weather that we're going to be seeing over the next few days.
Yes, and it looks like throughout the rest of the southeast, it's looking very cloudy. Atlanta kind of has a little bit of an exception. They get some blue skies, as you can see. But right now, there doesn't seem to be too much activity going on, especially hovering around the Gulf of Mexico, though there is a little bit of that rain. It's already passed by Panama City, and we take a closer look to New Orleans. That storm is actually just going offshore of Louisiana and heading further east. And so right now, earlier today, Panama City did see some of those showers, and we saw that picture earlier that Panama City has those partly cloudy skies right now. So they are starting to dry up. But over here in northeastern Tennessee, Knoxville is very close, but there is a tornado warning that's happening right now. So anybody that's in the northeastern region of Tennessee, be very careful. And I hope that everybody is driving home safely if you are coming home from work. Right now, the SPC is showing a very slight category for that area. And even in the broader case over here, it is non-severe for the rest of the Northeast. Even for us down in Tallahassee, we are in the non-severe category. And just outside Dallas, it is barely in the marginal part, but Texas, Louisiana, everybody that is in this area, please be careful and be aware of the weather. So currently right now in the south, it's looking very warm. Montgomery's looking like it's a very clear sky right now, 84 degrees. And over in Little Rock as well, a little bit cooler at 75. In Jackson, there's some partly cloudy skies with 82. And for us here in the state of Florida, it's looking pretty cloudy for most of the state, and it's very warm, hovering around the 80s. Our dew points, the southeast is very humid, closer to Pensacola and Montgomery, and Tallahassee is starting to feel that humidity as well. It's not the worst, but it can be better. And at least by the time we get to the end of this week, it is going to be looking a little better with those temperatures. 64 for us in Tallahassee, Montgomery 60, and up in Nashville, it's 56. So at least for Friday morning, it's going to be very nice and cool. All throughout the day on Friday, it's going to warm up to the upper 70s. Jackson is 78, 77 in Nashville. For us in Tallahassee, 75. Ooh, Orlando, it feels like an oven, 89 degrees. But also keep in mind, we got some of these rain showers and thunderstorms. It's going to be some heavy rain for much of the southeast, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. Please be advised. Might not want to do too much, or at least it's going to be overnight, but Saturday morning, not going to be looking like it's a nice and sunshiny day. But it will cool down a little bit, 64 for Jackson, 73 in New Orleans. And for us over here in the rest of the Florida Panhandle, it's not looking like it's raining yet, but for us in Tallahassee, it is going to start approaching us eventually. And so even, Florida's dipping down to 93 by the time we get to Saturday evening. But for us here in Tallahassee, it's going to start to cool down a little bit once again. And you can see the system starting to dissipate as it gets past the state of Florida by the time we get to the end of the weekend, Sunday morning. And so as we get into the rest of Sunday, South Florida is going to be covered in those rain showers. But over here in Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas, you are in the enhanced category, so please be careful. There will be some severe thunderstorms that will be popping up. And as for tonight, we are going to be heading down to the lower 60s, Tallahassee 63, Orlando 60, and even up in Charlotte, it's going to be 61. And Friday in the southeast, it's going to be warming back up to the upper 70s and even the higher 80s for Florida. And so we got some very interesting weather going on in the southeast. Please stay cool. It's going to start to warm up. And now we're going to pass things off to Riley and Becca.
Yes, and we are going to talk about derechos, and we want to get back to that. We're on the actual wrong slide, so Zach, if you could go ahead and fix that, get us on the right graphics for this evening, we would appreciate that. But we're going to be talking about derechos today because we do have the chance at seeing a threat for a derecho as we head into this upcoming weekend for the southeast. Becca?
So a lot of you might be asking, what is a derecho? I know we've said it a few times throughout the show, and honestly, it's not an overly common event. I know I heard about it for the first time, well, I took note of it the first time last year when we had our 2020 derecho. But basically, what a derecho is a line of severe storms, so a storm system, severe thunderstorms, and the two qualifying variables that it contains is 58 mile per hour or plus winds and spanning 250 miles. So that is a very, very long and powerful storm system. That is basically what a derecho is.
Exactly, and derechos can be very dangerous. What they look like right here, this is an example of the 2012 derecho we saw move across the Ohio River Valley, then into places of the mid-Atlantic. And you can tell it's a line of storms. It actually has it looks like a bow on the outside, like you're about to shoot a bow and arrow. And it kind of curves outwards, if you're scientifically inclined to call it convex. That's pretty much what it looks like. And we also have an example of the 2020 derecho that we saw just last year. And we can see, again, it looks like about that bow and arrow that you would shoot from. And what this causes is all along that curved area of storms, you get a lot of strong winds. And these strong wind gusts can be pretty significant and almost, in some cases, as much damage as a weaker tornado. And this is a look at what we could be seeing. This may potentially shape up to be a derecho this upcoming weekend, Becca.
Yes, this is what we're looking at right now. So we're comparing what we saw previously to what's on the radar, and it's looking like it could develop. So again, we're looking for those 58 mile per hour or plus winds, 250 miles spanning. So that's what we're going to be watching over the weekend. So if you guys want to stay updated, make sure you're listening to us, your local weather forecast, and what's going on throughout the country. We are going to hand things over to Melissa now, and she's going to give us a look at how this could impact us here in Tallahassee.
So it's definitely started off to be a cloudy day here in Tallahassee, and we're expecting rain, a lot of rain coming through this week, and potential for flooding as well. And we'll see that as we go a little bit further in our forecast. Is that derecho possibility over Louisiana and Mississippi, even in Arkansas. So definitely something to be on the lookout for the next few days. For our tornado potential, you see that tornado potential popping up around the states and moving its way east as we make our way into Saturday. For hail potential on Friday, you see that hail moving in to Louisiana and Mississippi and making its way further east as well. Our severe evening ahead, see rainfall coming in. Pensacola is getting quite a bit of rainfall, and as we saw, the potential for a derecho as it comes and makes its way east. Severe weekend ahead, seeing Montgomery with slight risk, which is risk for hail, tornadoes, and severe winds. For our future radar, see that potential for that derecho coming in as well. And we're at our live look at Doak, 74 degrees and cloudy right now, as you can see over that sun starting to try and set behind those clouds with a bit of a wind coming through. As for today's temperatures, 74 was our high and 50 for the low, so sitting about average for this time of year, nowhere near our records. As for our hour by hour, see those temperatures began to rise slightly, and at 11 a.m. was 71 degrees, warming up, and then originally making it up to 73 degrees, and staying about there for the next few days. For our Tallahassee radar, see the clear skies, but that's soon going to change. So we have a lot of rainfall making its way in Tallahassee in the near future. You see that rainfall moving in. There's a few scattered storms down in the Gulf, making their way across Florida, and we'll see that as the coming weeks go through. For our regional radar, you see over in the Gulf we do have a little bit of a storm going on, but overall really not a whole lot going on right now. Down in central and southern Florida is pretty clear right now, as well as Tallahassee and northern Georgia and Alabama. As the future radar progresses, you see those storms coming through. Tallahassee, the cloud cover increasing, and that rainfall making its way in starting Friday afternoon. You see that storm waiting to come in Friday at 6 p.m. So we are expecting quite a bit of rain in the coming next few days. For our current local temperatures, 73 in Tallahassee, 73 in Crawfordville, and 72 in Apalachicola, so we are staying pretty warm this time of year. For tonight's lows, 64 in Tallahassee and 67 in St. Mark's and 68 in Carabella, so going to be cooling off a little bit, but it's going to be raining, so make sure if you're heading out tonight, you grab your rain jacket for you're not getting drenched on your way out. Tonight in Tallahassee, 63 degrees with thunderstorms making their way through later tonight and early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's highs, 77 in Tallahassee, 73 in St. Mark, and 74 in Carabella. So we're seeing those warm temperatures once again and continued thunderstorms. If you're planning on walking your dog tomorrow, it's not going to be the greatest weather. Seeing thunderstorms come throughout the day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and getting up to a high of 76. As for the week ahead, thunderstorms are expected for most of the week, seeing that 90% chance of rain on Saturday and 80% on Sunday. Not seeing any clear days except for maybe Monday and Tuesday. But we're going to take a zoom out and look at what's going on in the rest of our country with Riley.
Yeah, Melissa, and a lot of that really warm, humid air that we are seeing right now is really coming from a high-pressure system to the east and a low-pressure system to the west. That's really kind of sending all this air up into the southeast, making things feel so muggy. And we've got a lot going on our national radar right now, and we have a lot of dry conditions across the country, even portions of South Florida in on a drought up into northern portions of the country, especially out in the desert southwest. A lot of rain is needed. Where we're seeing that rain right now is some good news for portions of the Midwest, getting in on some needed rainfall there around Chicago, Minneapolis. It's been a little drier Somewhere it's also dry, as I said, South Florida, not really picking up on much rain right now. We do have some rain showers off over the Gulf of Mexico, and we have some wetter weather on the way for northern portions of the state. We do have some rain moving its way through portions of West Virginia and Virginia this evening. The Ohio River Valley really getting in on a lot of rain. We do have some severe weather in portions of Kentucky and northern Tennessee with some tornado warnings there. As always, if you're under a tornado warning, you want to take shelter with that. Associated with this swirling low pressure system, we see quite a bit of rain moving through places like St. Louis, through Kansas City. A lot of northern Missouri dealing with quite a bit of steady rainfall this evening. Up into the Pacific Northwest, we do have some snow showers in more mountainous regions of Montana and Idaho. Not seeing anything too steady with this, but we do have some precipitation nonetheless. Where it's very dry in the desert Southwest, unfortunately not seeing much rain relief on the way or happening right now. Maybe some showers in portions of Colorado, but not much to really help out with the drought. One thing that might help, however, is our current snow cover. We have a lot of snow cover in the west around the Rockies. Once this starts melting, that's where we get most of our rain and liquid water in this area. So we'll get some help with some snow melt as we head into warmer months, but still could use a lot more rain in those areas. Across the country, we are seeing some drier weather in the western portions, a lot of mild weather as well. Into portions of the southeast, we're seeing temperatures in the 80s, in the 70s, up towards the northeast, temperatures there in the 60s and 50s. So a very mild day over much of the country, except for areas picking up on some rain. Most of the eastern portions of the country picking up on a lot of more muggy weather, a little drier as you head out into the west. This time of year, we're starting to get more influence from the Gulf of Mexico, making things a lot more moist in those eastern portions of the country. There is that swirling low pressure system in the Midwest, and we are going to see quite a bit of rainfall as we head into the weekend, so do be prepared for that in portions of the southeast. And tomorrow we are going to be very warm over much of the country, 96 in Antonio and the northeast. Should be in for another nice day, Christian, and you have more on the weather they will be experiencing there.
Yes, we will be taking a much closer look at the northeast. And right now it looks like they're kind of feeling some nice temperatures hovering around the 70s and even 83 out in Buffalo. But Albany is looking at 71, Syracuse 78, and Caribou seems to be the cold spot for the northeast at 61. Their dew points, even though we're part of the or eastern part of the country, they're pretty much the driest spot right now. And they're sitting at 38 out in Syracuse, 40 in Albany, Caribou as well. And even down in Scranton, it's 42 degrees. And so wind speeds right along the coast, hovering from 5 to 10 miles per hour. Got some easterly winds for Boston and Bangor. And Syracuse speeding up a little bit at 13 miles per hour, and Buffalo 16. Oh, Pittsburgh looking like it's the fastest one in the region. Right now for the northeast, there's not a whole lot going on right now. It's nice and calm, but you can see right at the outskirts around Ohio and West Virginia, Pennsylvania state lines, you can see that big swirling line of storms coming in. And so we're taking a closer look around Parkersburg, and they are getting some of that torrential rain right now. Not too much of those yellow spots, but those darker green spots, they will be seeing a few inches of rain. And so everybody that is over there, please try to stay dry and make sure keep everything safe. Right now, the water vapor satellite is showing that moisture that is up at the top. And there's a little bit of that dry that is curving just outside of all that moisture, but that is what is going to be helping continue to drive that swirly moisture going on. For tonight's lows up in the northeast, they are still kind of in the winter-like temperatures, but Caribou is sitting at 39, 40 in Bangor. Burlington, they are still having some of them clear skies at 51. And over in Buffalo, they are seeing some showers that's going to be going on for Friday morning, and Pittsburgh as well. at 57 degrees. And so for tomorrow's highs, they are going to be warming up a little bit around the upper 60s, even lower 70s. Burlington 72, Scranton 59, and over in Syracuse 63 with some of those cloudy skies, a little bit of precipitation to be anticipated. But so the Northeast is looking pretty nice overall, and I would say I would still enjoy those really cooler temperatures. But Becca, what do you think about that?
You know, I have friends and family in the Northeast and the Midwest, and it's very warm for them. I know they are loving these temps coming off of that harsh winter. We're taking one more look at Doak Campbell Stadium. You can see the sun trying to peek through, but overall it is still cloudy. 74 degrees currently, 13-mile-per-hour winds. Taking a look hour by hour today, you'll see we reached our peak right around 11 a.m., dipped a little bit, and then highest point of the day, 73 degrees, 3 p.m. We're sitting just below that right now. Current local temperatures, mid to low 70s throughout. It looks like Donaldsonville is rounding us out at 76 degrees, with the rest in the Tallahassee area between 71 and 73 degrees. For the dew points, again, those are still pretty mild, in my opinion, for this time of year and the area. So we're looking at mid 60s, so not too terrible, but we are getting a little bit more muggy. Again, those offshore showers, those are pushing across, so maybe some light showers throughout the evening. I know Tallahassee is expecting possibly a rumble of thunder. Again, right there, we have the thunderstorm. So possible thunder tonight, 63 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast, we're looking at 77 degrees. Thunderstorms, that is the big thing for tomorrow. So we're looking at a decent amount of rain for tomorrow. The week ahead, not as nice as we have been seeing. So we're looking at some storms, possibly Saturday and Sunday. Watch those develop, and higher chances of rain as we push throughout the week at Wednesday and Thursday. Now we're going to hand things off to Melissa to round us out tonight.
Thank you. So we do have a lot going on over the next week. We have that potential derecho event that could be coming through. That's over 58-mile-per-hour winds for over 200 miles. That's has the potential to be really devastating, so you need to keep a lookout for that. Over the next week, you can see those showers are going to be nonstop, 70% on Friday, 90% on Saturday, and 80% on Sunday. Maybe clearing up Monday and Tuesday. Maybe we'll see some sunny skies, highs in the low 80s, but then right back to rain on Wednesday and Thursday. It's not looking to be a great week, especially if you had plans to be going outside, maybe if you're going up to Providence Canyon to hike. Not looking like it's going to shape up to be the best time to do that. We have a lot of weather going on, so make sure you're keeping up to date with your local forecast office and being aware of what's coming as the coming days unfold. Be aware if you're in a potential flood area. We are expecting about 3 to 6 inches of rain in the Panhandle area. So if your area is prone to flooding, make sure you're keeping a lookout for that. If you see flood water starting to rise, turn around, don't drown. You don't want to get stuck in those flood waters, unable to get out. Send us pictures on our social media. We'd love to put them on the show. Follow us on Facebook at FSU Weather. And if you have any pictures to show us of this upcoming weather, we'd love to see them. Maybe you'll get them featured on the show. Follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. Just keep up to date with all your local weather and make sure you're keeping you and your family safe. It could be a potentially dangerous situation in the next coming days, so just be aware of that. But overall, I'm student meteorologist Melissa Geiger. Have a great night, Tallahassee, and stay safe.